Mike and I have been together for 7 years. We bought our own house 4 years ago, and we had a 4-bedroom house. We don't have any kids of our own. And one day I texted him and was like, hey, what do you think about foster care? My best friend had told us about this agency, kind of local. Would you want to have her over and talk about it? And we did. He agreed to it without any questions.
When I got the call, I wasn't completely caught off guard, because at that point we were in the house and we have the extra space. So if we're able to help, we figured why not and do what we can.
So she came to us and she sat across our table, and she is very personable, very down to earth. She understands that the fears that you have going into it, and she just explains everything. So, we weren't scared or nervous like going into it. We were actually very excited. Sheena, we've been working with Sheena for 2 years. We weren't making a commitment when she came over. We were just going to talk about it to see more in depth. Just like everybody else, we had a million questions. So she came over and we drilled her with a million questions, and we decided to sign a contract that night. The day we got our first placement, she texted me and said, are you ready? And then she gave us like a little text message about the child that you're getting. So you know what you're getting into whenever you agree to have the placement in your home.
I got the phone call that there's a child that needed picked up. So I went to CYS and picked them up from there, and they supplied the car seat and stuff, so I didn't have to worry about having that. It's a lot more than what I thought it would be. It does make you feel like you have more of a sense of purpose as a person, because you're actually able to go out and help people.
Through Cray Youth and Family Services, they are our caseworker. I text her probably more than I text Mike. In the middle of the night, there is different supports for you all throughout. They do clothing drives, they do Christmas presents, they do independent living, so the children and the family can be involved, and they basically hold your hand through the entire process. We had a hospital stay for one of our children's, and Sheena and Cray have came down to relieve us to shower. They have came down to help us.
And knowing that the support's there, it's relieves just like so much stress over the time, because we're able to contact her at any point if we need anything. And knowing that if we need help with transporting, or even just somebody going to the hospital with them, if we're not able to get somewhere on time, like when I went to the hospital, Sheena was able to go down to relieve Kaitlyn for a little bit so she can go out and get showered and stuff. And I didn't actually have to end up calling off work for it.
You're pretty much prepared for the most part. Sheena does a really good job of, making you aware of what's going on with the courts and everything else like that. And the state isn't going to just knock on your door on a Tuesday afternoon and say, I want that child. Because a lot of people are like, well, what are you going to do if they come? They're not. You are prepared through CYS and Sheena. They're always in communication with you. So you're never really left in the dark of, oh, I don't know what's happening with this child or this family. You pretty much know what is going on.
As far as the last couple years, I wouldn't change it for the world.
I think just honestly hearing the stories of the children, you always get a little bit of a background of the child. Hearing the background and the stories, and just being able to make a difference in one child's life. If I can make a difference in one child's life, then I feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing.